Hey guys, welcome to TF2 101, the series where I cover each of the 9 classes and go over basics for beginners. Today we're talking about the Demoman, and there's a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. Unlike most of the classes, Demoman essentially has 2 primary weapons. Instead of having a main gun for most of your kills and a backup gun for emergencies, Demoman has 2 extremely powerful weapons to choose between at all times, the sticky bomb launcher and the grenade launcher. You may have heard people debate which of these is Demoman's true primary, but the reality is that both of them are. Demoman's true potential lies in treating both launchers as one primary weapon. Learning when to use pipes and when to use sticky bombs is mostly down to experience, but I will say that sticking to just one of them is cutting your damage potential in half. You need to be using both launchers as much as possible. You have 12 bombs you can shoot off before needing to reload, so don't fall into the trap of thinking that pipes are for combat and stickies are for traps. You can set traps with pipe bombs and can engage in direct combat with sticky bombs. It all depends on the situation. It's often a good idea to start a fight with sticky bombs as the enemy closes in, and then swap to the pipe grenades when you need damage faster. As for roller traps, think of them as short-term area denial. Just bouncing a few pipe bombs into a doorway can delay an enemy push significantly, even if it doesn't kill anyone. I call this tactical spamming, which is different from regular spamming in that, remember, treat your 2 primaries as different parts of the same whole and your fluidity in combat will increase. Also, you can do like 200 damage in a split second by laying a sticky at somebody's feet and shooting a pipe grenade at them right after, detonating the sticky right as the pipe connects. It works best on snipers and heavies, but once you have that combo down, you can wipe up most classes in the game before they can react. Sticky traps are fun, aren't they? New players who pick up Demoman quickly figure out how to trap doorways and entrances, and this is how they get their first kill most of the time. Playing passive and controlling areas with sticky bombs is perfectly acceptable, but there is one mistake I see new Demoman players make consistently, and that is dumping 8 stickies onto a doorway at once. What is this? Who are you trying to kill? Godzilla? 4 sticky bombs is the absolute most you need to put down for a single trap. 4 bombs will kill any class regardless of overheal, but honestly 3 is usually fine. Putting down 8 sticky bombs is a waste of ammo, and it's overkill. You just don't need that many. If 3 people come through a doorway at once, 4 sticky bombs will kill all of them. It does the same damage to anyone within range, so you don't actually need more bombs for more people. The only situation in which dumping your entire clip is justified is when you have multiple separate traps covering different entrances or are covering a very wide area. The sticky launcher is slow to reload, so being conservative with your traps will massively improve your gameplay and reduce time spent scrounging for more ammo boxes. Look, no matter what you do, if you get kills with a sticky bomb launcher, people will complain. If it's a trap, they'll call you a filthy camper. If it's not a trap, they'll call you a disgusting sticky spammer. But how do you sticky spam? Well, if you're good, it's not spam at all. Spam is mindlessly firing your weapon at the enemy over and over again. It only works because Demoman has devastating explosive power, but sticky bombs become exponentially more powerful when you start timing the detonations. Wait until you see the bomb land near somebody's feet and then detonate. If you just hold down right click to detonate the bomb as soon as it arms, well, you'll still kill some people, but it's not consistent. Being good with a sticky launcher is all about paying attention, having good reflexes, and good timing. Believe it or not, you have to pay attention if you want to be consistent with it. A rarely discussed feature of the sticky bomb launcher is that you can charge your shots to make them fly further by holding down left click. At max charge, they actually fly pretty far and pretty fast, so you can use this to output moderate damage at longer ranges. However, the time it takes to charge up these shots makes your total damage output slower, so in terms of offense it's only really useful for finishing retreating enemies who are already wounded and trying to get out of range. Defensively, the charge mechanic allows you to set sticky traps from basically anywhere if you have time. Look, I can put down stickies from all the way back here in total safety. It's awesome. Also, if you're inside of the payload cart on either team, you can actually bounce sticky bombs off the cart to kill people you don't see. I used this in Hexalander to kill 2 people at once, so it can even catch people off guard in organized settings where you know people are paying attention. Demoman is very mobile, only outclassed by Soldier in terms of speed and flexibility. The sticky jump is a reliable way to get into a fight, get out of a fight, and just get around in general. Put down a bomb, stand on it, jump, and detonate at the same time and you'll go flying. If you crouch as you jump, you fly even further. Sticky jumping is so broadly useful that once you learn how to do it consistently, you'll wonder how on earth you ever managed without it. However, sticky bombs hurt you. In fact, all of your explosive weapons will hurt you, so watch out. Like with traps, you don't want to be putting down too many. 3 sticky bombs will kill you outright. 2 sticky bombs will send you flying, but you'll land with almost no health, so it's not worth it at all. Unless you're using the sticky jumper, only use 1 bomb for mobility at a time. 1 sticky bomb will take you pretty much everywhere you need to go without eviscerating your entire health bar. The only time I ever lay down 2 stickies for a jump is when I'm doing the dumbass base jumper carpet bomber thing. It doesn't usually work, but it's a lot of fun. I'm going to dedicate a whole section to Demoman's various weaknesses, since he has some of the most pronounced downsides in the game after Spy, and covering those weak areas is a huge part of playing Demoman effectively. Firstly, Demoman is almost entirely helpless at point blank range. If somebody's right up in your face, you have 2 options. Shoot them with a pipe grenade and damage yourself, or lay a sticky bomb under their feet, which takes so long to arm that the guy will probably kill you or just walk away from it before he can even detonate it. Demoman is entirely reined in by self-damage. It is the quintessential counter to all of his explosive weapons. Anyone with a shotgun, minigun, or flamethrower will eat you alive if you don't control the fight and keep them at a distance. Demo actually relies quite heavily on his team to act as human shields while he artillery shells the opposition from in the midst of the pack. If you don't have a dedicated pocket medic, you can't just run forward and bomb people all the time. Health is a valuable resource and shouldn't be wasted trying to get a multi-kill. Patient, level-headed play is the key here. If somebody does get in your face, try to get away with a sticky jump if you have the health, and if not, get the melee out and hope. Secondly, Pyro. Not only is Pyro very strong in the one area Demoman is weakest, close range, she's also got a wicked sick move called the Air Blast, which, if used properly, can neuter your entire damage output. Sticky bombs and pipes can be deflected with a simple right click, and you can't even melee her since Air Blast also pushes you backwards. Now, most pyros can't consistently Air Blast every single grenade you fire, but it is worth keeping in mind that the Bernie Gal is not to be underestimated. Do not just shoot grenades at random if an enemy pyro is nearby. She could fling one of those bombs back at you with a massive damage boost. If a pyro is reflecting your sticky bombs, do not detonate them. The bombs will likely land at your feet and damage you, which is what the pyro is counting on. Just keep shooting more stickies and try to get out. The bombs will prevent anyone from chasing you if they're all over the floor, and in that situation the Air Blast actually backfires since now there's a minefield that the pyro has to navigate. In general, classes to be wary of are Scouts, Pyros, and Engineers with shotguns. Each of these can easily get inside your range and blast you while your own attacks shred your health even more, so don't let them do that. Battle Engineers are honestly pretty rare in my experience, or at least competent ones are, but the shotgun is still a shotgun and should be respected as such. Finally, your weapons take an age to reload. Getting caught out with nothing loaded is an express ticket to the respawn train, so try to leave a fight before you run out of ammo. If you're in a pinch, you can set a temporary sticky trap to guard you while you reload, since you can actually detonate traps while reloading. Demoman essentially fills 2 roles. He defends important areas and takes down enemy defenses. If there's an engineer on the enemy team, kill him. Kill him lots, and make sure his buildings are destroyed as much as possible. Minimizing the uptime of enemy infrastructure like teleporters and dispensers is critical to your team's success. I didn't say sentries there, since anyone who plays this game for longer than 10 minutes already knows they have to kill sentries. No matter what class you play, killing sentry guns is the obvious thing to do. New players get that. What new players sometimes miss is that destroying dispensers and teleporters is just as important. Rack up those destruction points, guys. It's just as important as kills. But what if there isn't an engineer on the enemy team? Or what if the enemy engineer is using the Widowmaker and is therefore respawning? Well, then your priority should be to lock down important areas with sticky bombs. It is amazing how much pressure a single Demoman can put out just by sitting in a room watching a trap and detonating it whenever an enemy happens to walk by. One guy with one weapon can entirely prevent the enemy team from going where they want to go. It takes patience, but trapping a flank route and forcing the enemy to confront your team directly can easily shut down whatever schemes they have. Sometimes your team's sentry gun can only be destroyed from a certain angle, so plant yourself at that angle and kill anyone who comes around trying to get a sneaky shot in your team's nest. Sometimes the cart is teetering over the last point, at which time you can shower the area in bombs and protect the last point without even leaving spawn. It's awesome. It's fun. This class is fun. So get out there and do stuff. I forgot to write an outro to this script. Bye.